Well, welcome back to another episode of the Financially Free Journey podcast. And I'm your host, Courtney Dyer. And this podcast aims to dispel the seemingly complex topic of personal finances, money management, debt, savings, investing, retirement, and all things small business. And over the last couple of weeks, I have had some technical difficulties, not going to lie. I was switching over hosting platforms and just an array of back-end items that nobody cares about. But it took away from me being able to post for a couple weeks and get an episode up to you. So I'm so happy to get this episode out for you guys today. I have been dying to share this with you. You all loved Anthony O'Neill when he was on my podcast previously. And just a reminder, Anthony is a #1 national best-selling author. He's helped over 250,000, yes, that's right, 250,000 people set out on a path towards a debt-free life. He has a book called Debt Free Degree, and it was at the top of the charts. He's reached over 15 million people in 15 different countries through his podcast and YouTube channel called The Table. And he keeps it real, relevant, fresh. It's relatable. I love his topics and the information that he shares. And so if you're not already following Anthony at The Table, I highly recommend you go check that out because he simplifies this information too, right? So if you like this podcast and the way that I deliver information with my guests, then you would definitely love his podcast. He was also in the documentary that just came out about student loan debt, and I'll make sure to link it in the show notes, but it was so eye-opening and it was definitely worth the watch. So today, we are going to be talking more about Anthony covering how to obtain mental, spiritual, and financial freedom. And he shares a mission that he has around helping single people maximize their single season, is what he calls it. We have different seasons of our life with both intention and grace. And it's, a lot of people are worrying about that next level when you get married, when you have kids, when you buy the home. And he really wants to help people maximize their current season that they're in and financial preparedness and being ready for that next season. And so I love the information that we cover. And whether you're single or married or in a relationship, the information that we talk about is going to be really helpful. He gives a fantastic blueprint, and I'm going to make sure to link all of the information that we discuss today in the show notes. So without further ado, here is my interview with Anthony O'Neill. Well, hey, Anthony, welcome back. Or I'm going to say AO now, because now that I've been watching your stuff, I feel like that's what friends call you, right?
They do. AO is a move.
I like it. It's a vibe for sure. Welcome back to the show. You definitely have been one of the favorite guests on my podcast. So I'm so glad that we could reconnect.
Oh, no, Courtney, thank you so much for having me back on, man. I've been looking forward to this. I was telling my publicist, yo, listen, heck yeah, book this ASAP. So thank you so much for having me on.
Oh, yeah, it's my pleasure. And I am so excited to connect today because you've been a busy guy. You have had a lot going on. 2021 was a great year for you, it seems like, right? Tell me some of the big things you've been up to. What was your biggest takeaway from last year?
Transition.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Yeah. I had a huge transition in the year of 2021, man. I had the honor and the privilege to work with my friend and mentor, Dave Ramsey, for 7 years. And last year, I was just led. We were both just led that, hey, my brand is going a different direction and I really want to focus on that direction. And so we both agreed that it was just time for me to step out on my own and pursue that journey and to really step into something that is uncomfortable, and I teach people, be comfortable with being uncomfortable. And I left a huge machine. I left a huge platform to experience life on my own and to build something of my own with his blessings, with his support. Ask the whole Ramsey family's blessing and support. So 2021 was a year of transition for me. 2022 is a year of building the foundation of my new company and also just really helping singles really maximize that single season and continue the message of course, helping people get out of debt, avoid debt, and build wealth and a legacy. But I really just felt, Courtney, this calling, man, to add another section to what I do, which is help single people make the right decisions and build a solid life while they're single. I'm not trying to help them get married. I'm not trying to help them find their boyfriend, their girlfriend. I'm trying to help them become better individuals and teach them things that have helped me build the success that I've been able to have.
Well, it's interesting that you say that too in this new segment, because I feel like it's a really untapped area when it comes to finance. A lot of people talk about when you get married, when you have kids, when, career building, but not a lot of people talk about when you're single, and that's like the foundation for building your life, like to be a good partner, right?
Yes. Courtney, that's the end of the show. You just said a mouthful. Thank you so much for having me on.
We're done. We're mic drop, right?
Yes. Like seriously, like we, if you really step back, right, and look at it, everyone talks to kids and teenagers, hey, here's how you go to school and here's how you, do this. And then everyone's talking to the married couples. Here's how you stay married and here's how you raise your children. But what about us single people? Like, who's talking to us about what should we be doing right now? And when I was looking to the space, if someone's talking to single people, it's here's what you need to do if you're a woman and you want to get a high value man. What? Here's what you need to do, brothers, if you want to attract a good looking woman. What? Like that stuff is cool. I'm not knocking it. But before I look for a good looking woman or before she looks for a high value man, how are you high value? Are you healthy? Are you good? Are you quality? And for me, it's, man, everyone is like, I see single people. They're either chasing the bag as far as in trying to make money. They're trying to look good, so they could be in a relationship. And they're following culture and society. But I really don't see a lot of us really trying to focus on who we are. And my philosophy is, man, if you can really maximize your single season, you'll be more attractive to someone else. You'll be more attractive to that employee. You'll be more attractive to that person who maybe wants to sow into your business to help you launch your own business. You will experience so much joy if you are a healthier and wiser individual. And so, yeah, you're right. I didn't want to go too far. I'm a preacher at heart, so I'll be quiet.
I'm going to give you a soapbox real quick. No, wait, that's what this is right now. Like, I want to hear the preaching. No, everybody talks about, it's like, you already have like Aunt Tony, like at, Christmas being like, when are you going to get a wife, right? The last thing you need is with your finances, everything to be, culturally around when you get married, when you have sometime in the distant future. It's like, you already feel like left in the dust a little bit. And I feel like the decisions you make when you're single can either make or break. Like you said, are you a high value man, a high value woman that will make a great partner for the type of partner that you're seeking? Like a lot of people don't want to talk about that. Like you demand a high value partner, but what are you doing internally to be what they're seeking? Right. Yeah. And it's like, that's what it comes down to. It's hard to look internally though. Right.
It's real hard to look internal because it's not sexy to look internal.
Yeah.
We want to look at the external. How do we look on the outside? What do we have? I was on an interview the other day and a lady was like, man, okay, so what should we be focusing on? Should we be focused on getting out of debt? Should we be focusing on building wealth? Should we be focusing on maybe getting a car? Should we focus on going to the gym so we look good? And I was like, man, everything you said is external. Everything you said is about currency. No, we should be focusing on building character. As a single person, if you're a single woman, are you a woman of character? Or if you're a single man, are you a man of character? Because you can have the currency, you can have the external without the character, but you can build character. And that produces currency. That produces the external. I think if we can really focus on the inside, how do we start, for an example, one of the things that I teach inside of my course that's coming up, Courtney, is I teach people to mind their business, right? And there's two sides of that. And the mind your business side is what everyone goes to. Mind your business. What Courtney's doing with her life is none of your business. Come on her podcast, get the wisdom, get the knowledge, but who she's dating, where she's going, what she's driving, how her hair is done, that has no concern with you, right? But get the wisdom and knowledge you need from her podcast. But I'm learning, like, I'm not I'm done trying to look at everyone else and model what they do and reduplicate what they do. No, I'm going to worry about my life, get the wisdom and knowledge from them if they have any to offer. I'm going to live my life. I'm going to mind my business instead of other people's business. But then on the flip side, no one really talks about the flip side of mind your business, because your mind is your business. Your mind is your number one business. It is your number one asset. And how are we growing this? How are we evolving? How are we maturing? What are we putting up here that will come out of our hearts, that will come out of our mouth, that will come out when we get around people? Are we intelligent? Are we smart in certain areas? Are we growing? And I think that is one thing that single people need to be doing. Get off of Instagram every single day. I mean, we watch soap operas and we watch all these reality shows. We could tell the world about what just happened on Basketball Wives and the Wives of Atlanta or whatever that is. But when we talk about, okay, what is a Roth IRA? We can't say nothing. When we talk about what is a 529 college plan for our kids, we don't know that. We don't know how to really live life because we're so ingrained into culture and we're helping somebody else get rich, but we're not really building ourselves. So I think for single people, I told this to my mom, I think it was last Christmas. I said, don't ask me ever again, when am I going to get a wife?
Yes, you set the boundary. You said no more of that.
Done. Ask me, how am I growing? Ask me, what did I learn this year? Ask me, what is my vision for next year? Because if I focus on getting a wife so my mom can be happy, I'm going to be miserable in my marriage. Ask me, how am I doing? Ask me, what are you excited about coming? And as I'm on my journey of evolving and growing and building and maturing, I'll meet my wife. And as soon as I meet her, Courtney, don't get it twisted. If I meet her today, I'm going to marry her in 2 months.
You're like, because I know what I want. And if she's what I want, I'm not waiting, okay?
Facts. I mean, it's a done deal.
Like, your mind is your business, and you just hit on, so I'm on this TikTok grind, right? Like, it's my new favorite thing. So I was watching these videos, and this guy was going and interviewing these, younger single people. And he said, name 3 countries, name the first president of the United States, things that were like basic information. And when I'm telling you, Anthony, the shock and how shook I was that people could not name 3 countries outside of the United States. They couldn't, tell you who the first president was, but they're in the mall shopping, right? They're out again, your mind is your business. You need to work internally under the surface, right? Don't stop caring about what people think and focus on yourself. I love that.
Yes. I mean, that's the key. I'm not saying don't enjoy society, right? Don't enjoy culture, because we all want to enjoy it and we all want to look good on the external. But what I am saying is your foundation shouldn't be that. Your foundation should be you. Your foundation should be your purpose, your assignment in life. And I think when we can really grow that, it's going to be really good. And here's the thing, Courtney, a lot of people don't know how to do that. A lot of singles do not know where to start when it comes to building and working on themselves. They think reading a book or going to the gym is them working on themselves. Nah, there's so much more than that. There's 2 courses that I wish high schoolers were required, at least high school seniors were required to take. Number 1 is financial literacy, some level of a course that teaches them the basics of money. I wish it was a requirement. Yes. And then number 2 is, all right, so you're about to be a single adult. Here are the things you need to focus on, so that way when you do get married, you're a better and healthier individual. This way, when you're single, you are contributing to society in a healthy way. These things will help you keep your peace of mind. These things will help you get rid of crazy people in your life. You have this situated, you're not going to date that woman or that man that is just a waste of time. And I really wish those 2 things were together. And, I'm coming out with a course, and we can talk about that a little bit later on your podcast. But I finally came up with the course that is going to really focus and help single people maximize their single season and steward it well.
I love courses. Again, maximizing your internal growth, your mind, your
Yes.
spirit, your
Yes.
emotional intellect is so critical to make you a high value partner and a high
Yes.
value contributing individual in society. So you have a course coming out. It's called the Singles Blueprint, right?
Yep.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Okay. So let's talk about, I mean, without giving away the bag, honey, but what are some things that people can do to maximize this single season in their life? Like, what's some actionable things our listeners can say? I'm gonna start doing that.
Yeah. So one of the actionable things is there's 8 actionable pillars that I'm teaching throughout this course, right? And one of them is be comfortable being uncomfortable. Right. I'm going to say it again. Be comfortable being uncomfortable. And I think a lot of single people, actually a lot of people, period, do not enjoy being uncomfortable. I remember, just to be transparent on your show, before joining Dave's team for 7 years, right, I was in the Black culture, and 99.5% of the people around me were Black. They looked like me, talked like me. We all thought the same stuff. Then, when the opportunity came to where I can go work with Dave and travel around the world with this amazing guy. So then I went to an all-white culture. Well, it's not about Black or white. Take away skin color. It's just 2 different cultures,
Right.
And I was uncomfortable because I'm like, well, wait, I don't really do, certain things. I don't smoke cigars. I don't do this. And then it's like, yo, we really had to work through some things. And man, we did. Like Ramsey them embraced me. I embraced them. It was a great experience, but it was a culture shock for me. But check this out. I was willing to be uncomfortable because here's the thing. I refused to allow my comfort zone to become my kill zone. If I would have stayed inside of the culture that looks like me, which I embrace and I love to this day, then I would have missed out on the opportunity to write a #1 national best-selling book that sold over 100,000 copies. I would have missed out on the opportunity to talk to 12 million people on a weekly basis on the Ramsey Show, helping people get out of debt. I would have missed the opportunity to get on national TV and to serve people and to help people get out of debt. I would have missed the opportunity to help hundreds of thousands of people avoid student loans if I would have stayed inside of my comfort zone. So I was willing to be uncomfortable so I can help and serve more people. That's on one side, but then I was willing to be uncomfortable so I could grow, so I can mature, so I can evolve, so I can stretch myself. And because of me being uncomfortable, now I am on my own and I'm creating my own world, my own culture, and doing my own thing because I was willing to be uncomfortable. And so like inside this course, I'm teaching people, here are the steps to turn your uncomfort zone to a more comfort, but you will understand the power of being uncomfortable because you'll see growth, you'll see involvement. It goes back to the gym. I want to look good. And I want to be real in your show. If it's too much, edit this one out. I want my wife. When my wife see me naked, I want her to be like, yes, Lord. And so what does that mean? I got to go to the gym and I got to lift weights that is uncomfortable. But I know that if I keep pushing this weight, she's going to be like, yes, Lord. So while I'm struggling, yes, Lord, at least I know down the road, this uncomfort that I'm feeling today is going to be pleasing. I'm going to see the fruit of my hard labor. My wife will see the fruit of my hard labor. Watch this out. My kids will see the fruit of my hard labor because now at 50, I can still play basketball, still play soccer. I can still go running with my kids when they're young because I was willing to be uncomfortable, working out. And I think a lot of people don't really understand that you want to build success. You want to be wealthy. You want to be a great husband, a great wife. You want to be a great entrepreneur. You want to really build something of substance, whether that's financially, whether that's personally. You got to be willing to be uncomfortable. And inside this course, I'm teaching singles, how do we start maximizing these uncomfortable seasons to where we see the fruit of that season down the road?
Yes. I mean, there were several mic drops that happened during that. again, it's what's the cliche saying? It's like the growth only happens outside of our comfort zone. And that's in
Yes.
every aspect of our life, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, financially. And again, that's got to be like a pillar, as you said, one of the 8 pillars.
Yeah.
So that's a mindset shift, right? It's like we have to be okay with that, but also understand how it connects later on. What's another aspect of the course that you think is just where people are going to, I mean, they're going to benefit from the whole thing, but like, what's your favorite part of it?
I think my favorite part of the whole course, right, is that for the first time, I'm actually making myself available only to the people who sign up for the course. And the course is very affordable, right? So not only are they going to get the actual digital part of the course, but if you sign up, you're going to actually get 8 weeks of me one-on-one. So it breaks down to like this. So I'm going to log on every Thursday of the week for an hour and a half, 30 minutes of me just teaching, and then it will be 30 minutes of me bringing on another guest, and then 30 minutes of me answering questions. We're going to do that every single week for 8 weeks straight. You're going to have my personal email address that you can keep forever. It is my personal. And then you're going to have my personal cell phone number. Now, I'm going to be honest. This is not my everyday cell phone number, but this is my cell phone that for 8 weeks, I'm committed to where, hey, if you have any questions, if you have any concerns, if you need prayer throughout these 8 weeks, you have direct access to me. And I'm really excited about that because, you know, we're going to allow a lot of people in, but we're going to cut off the date. So past this date, you cannot get in. And everyone throughout that experience is going to have direct access to me and to my team. And we're going to really just walk through this whole maximizing your single season. And I'm really excited about that because this is not about how to get out of debt. This is not about how to get rich. This is not about how to get a man or how to get a woman. This is how to be the man, how to be the woman, the best version of yourself. And here are the 8 pillars that you need to be working on every single day. And if you work on these things, man, getting out of debt is going to be a breeze. Building wealth is going to be a breeze. Starting a business is going to be a breeze. Getting that promotion at your job is going to be a breeze. Building the right relationship is going to be a breeze. And that's one thing, too. Another pillar in the course, I'm talking about network. You know, I firmly do believe that if you build your network, if you build the right relationships around you, life is easier.
Yeah, 100%.
It's just so much easier. You know,
Do you
there's
think
this
that's
saying.
underestimated by like Gen Z and millennials? Do you think networking is just, it has a bad rap almost?
It really does. I think a lot of us are single. It's like, man, I don't need nobody. I can do it on my own. And, you know, I think that philosophy needs to be debunked. I mean, it needs to be dismissed because here's the truth. If you want to get there fast, you know, and not really fast. If you want to get there healthy wise, you need help. You need people around you. I can run my business by myself, but will it be good? Like, will it be of excellence? No, I'm not a good cameraman. I didn't set up this studio. I don't have an eye for making things look good. No, that's not my thing. I just told them, hey,
that was all you back there. I thought you did all that.
No. You know what I'm saying? I told them I want this picture behind me. I said, I want the picture behind me. So they made it look good, you know? Yeah. I don't know what cameras to get in the studio. I don't know what lighting that I need to get, what mics I need to get. So I just hired a team that helped and that's wiser than me in that area. But here's the thing, you know, one of my mentors, and everyone has heard this, your network is your net worth. One of my mentors said something to me a few years ago. He said, you know, I'll never have to buy the Bentley or the Rolls Royce. I was like, wait, what? But you drive one. He said, I didn't buy it. I was like, so wait. Oh, so someone just gave it to you. He said, you can look at it like that. I said, what you mean? I know the owner of the Rolls-Royce company here. So the owner just says, hey, man, just take one for the year. That's on us. I was like, what? He was like, yeah, you don't understand exactly. Like he was like, you don't understand the power of relationships. You don't understand the power of just calling Courtney and saying, hey, Courtney, how are you? How's your day? Not for business, not for anything personal. I just say, hey, like, how are you? How's your son? How's your daughter? How's your family? How's your love life? I mean, just build the relationship, because you never know where people are going. And so now, because I built such a great relationship with this guy before he owned a Rolls Royce company, he had a lease that turned back in. It was below miles, he said. It got into a car wreck. It was a small little fender bender. He really couldn't sell it for what it was worth. So it was his car to drive around. He said, yo, I already got one. I don't want to drive it. You want to drive it? So he gave it to him for a year. And he was like, yo, drive it. And then just bring it back and we'll just go from there. If you want to keep it, we'll figure out how to get you into another one. He's not making a car payment on it. He's not making a car note on it. But his network was like, it's yours. And I can't sit here and explain how many relationships I've built. And because of that relationship, doors opened, opportunities came. And I'm telling you right now, it's been amazing. And so we're going to really talk through, how do you build healthy relationships, build a healthy network that is fruitful for the both of you. Like, what are mentors? What are the wealthy people really looking for in people like us? What attracts us to them? Like, what is that? So we really break that down on how to really build the right relationships that can help you get to where you want to go.
Oh, I love it. Like, what are the attributes that would make you desirable to be a part of their network? Again, this seems like the foundation, like the repetitive, of what they're going to be expecting, and which is so, again, foundational. So I want the listeners to take away one thing, which is, again, the single season. We've got to maximize the single season. We've got to build a good foundation. You've got your course coming out and the singles blueprint. Like, I was looking at the 8 pillars, and I'll post up the link for the listeners as well, so that way they can get in. But I want them to know how to access this course, and any last thoughts that you have that you want them to remember about it.
Yeah. When it comes to the singles blueprint, right, here's the thing I really want you to understand is that the caliber of your future will be determined by the choices you make today. If you want your future to really be as bright and as polished and as fruitful as you want it to be, you got to make the right decisions today. And I really want you to think about, have you made the right decisions while you're single? And I know all of us haven't, which is why the single blueprint is a course for you. It's very affordable. Click Courtney's link in there, and you're gonna get a special link to get you behind some loopholes and get you directly over there to me. I'll be honest with you, it's only $400. It's only $400.
That's less than I thought.
Yeah,
actually, that is priced very well.
Absolutely. So, I mean, it's a great course, 8 weeks direct with me, and we're going to talk. And you never know. I may bring Courtney on one of those nights and just talk to her about life, But for all the other information, just go to anthonyoneal.com. But just let me help you. Let me help you change the caliber of your future. Let me help you change the caliber of your choices, so we all can really get the future that we really desire. And we're going to do it together.
Well, thank you. And again, do not underestimate the power of connection, not only building and strengthening your intellect, your emotional, spiritual well-being, but also network and direct access to something like AO. I mean, for 8 weeks, guys, that's insane. Like, again, it's a lot. It's very, very well priced. So I'll make sure to link it. Thank you for your time. Honestly, like, I always love talking to you. I love following you. Where else can people find you online? Like, what's the best place for them to check you out?
Best place is YouTube, man. Come over there to the table with Anthony O'Neal. We're releasing shows every Monday and Wednesdays now, and so I'm really excited about that. So come join the family, and let's build this year.
Thank you. I'll link the table in the show notes as well, guys. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you for tuning in. And guys, we will see you again next week. Bye.